Let's get this show on the road because it's going to be a long one tonight. What's up, Isaiah? You got banned. What did you get me into here, man? This flight is way too long. Damien would be proud.
Airport information, Oscar, 2326 Zulu, wind 250 at 160, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky conditions, clouds at 11,500, temperature 360, dew point -1, altimeter 29er gate deep, visual, runway 29er left and visual, runway 29er right in use, landing and departing, runway 29er left and runway 29er right. VFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
No problem, man. If you need to get to bed early, no problem.
Tuscon airport information, Oscar, 2326 Zulu, wind 2.
Okay, we have Oscar.
Tucson clearance delivery, SkyWest 5583, ready to copy IFR clearance to O'Hare. SkyWest 5583, cleared to O'Hare Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 15,000. Departure frequency is 125.1.
Once I get cruising, I may speed up the simulation rate to speed things up a little bit. I don't know yet. We'll see.
SkyWest 5583, cleared O'Hare Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 15,000.
If not, I'll definitely be stepping away from the PC for a little bit. Midway.
SkyWest 5583, readback is correct. Contact ground on 1.
No, I did not make it Southwest. I was trying to download some Southwest liveries for my PMDG 737, and for whatever reason PMDG changed the way that you download the liveries now, and there's like no way for me to get them for the old FS9 version. I've got to find a workaround for that. So I'm back in the 757, and I didn't have any for, I don't believe Southwest even, maybe they do fly 757s, but I don't have a Southwest livery. So yeah, this is a United airplane, and we are operating under, was it SkyWest? Yeah. But I also searched on flightaware.com, where I usually go to search for flights, like real-world flights that I can fly. And I put, what was it, Tucson to O'Hare, and the only airlines that came up that flew the route were American, and I think SkyWest. American and SkyWest. And I was having issues yesterday with the American 757 where I couldn't zoom in and out on the MFD. So I went with the United airplane operated by SkyWest. Alright, let's set up the FMC. Hold on a second. Is there a way that you can load the route directly? Because there's so many waypoints. Yeah, here we go. Let's try this today. Load ATC route. Flight plans? No. Please tell me I don't have to enter all this manually. Let's try this. Alright, I think that worked. It did. Sweet! There was a lot of waypoints. All right, cool. This makes things a lot quicker. 10. 0.3. And we are filed for flight level 350 today. That's that flight sim dude record high, 35,000 feet. And the flight today is going to be about 3.5 hours. Hopefully not that long. Between 3 and 3.5 hours. Which is super long for me. Alright. I already called for clearance. I did. Alright, let's close the doors. Let's close the doors. We'll start pushing back. You guys are going to have to give me a minute to catch up on all the messages. I want to get this flight going quickly, so I'm not up all night. Alright, we'll stop, push back there. Fire up engine number 1. Looking for 20% N2. Everything is nice and stabilized. Alright, let's call ground.
Tucson ground, SkyWest 5583 with Papa, ready to taxi IFR. SkyWest 5583, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 29 right, using taxiway Alpha 17. Contact tower on 119.0 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 29 right, use taxiway Alpha 17. SkyWest 5583.
Tucson, I don't think I've ever flown in or out of this airport. First time for me also. Looks pretty. Arizona's a nice place to live, I hear. god, this thing is so heavy today. Loving the mountains off in the distance there. That's cool. Alright, let me see if I can catch up on some messages. Keep this thing on the taxiway. Hobbit Hanger, what's up? Okay, let me scroll up. Let me start from the top. See if I can catch up. Wait, did I miss any turns? No. Alright. Yeah, I do need to get on Discord more, Hobbit Hanger. I still haven't figured out my way around it yet. En route from Denver to O'Hare. I'll meet you there, Hobbit Hanger. We'll grab a beer. Yeah, this route is actually requested by Isaiah. A little too long for my taste. But I'll do it for you guys. Pulling up to 2.9 right here. We're going to hold short, set everything up for takeoff. I usually do all this stuff back at the ramp, but I forgot. Alright, flaps are set, trim is set.
Tucson Tower, SkyWest 5583, ready to go. Runway 29er, right, IFR to O'Hare. SkyWest 5583,
coming?
cleared for takeoff. Runway 29er, right. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 29er, right. SkyWest 5583.
And away we go.
80 knots.
Cross check. V1, rotate.
Rotate. V2. Positive brake. Gear up.
Gear coming up. Flaps 5.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
125.1. Skywest 5583.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. Contact departure.
Skywest 5583. Descent 4,800. Climbing 15,000. Skywest 5583. Tucson departure. Roger. Altimeter 2987. Skywest 5583. Turn right heading 070. Proceed on course.
2987.
Climb and maintain 15,000. Turn right heading 070. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain 15,000. Skywest 5583. Skywest 5583. Contact Tucson approach on 128.5. 128.5. Skywest 5583.
Man, this area is nice. I like it. Cool scenery. What you're looking at may be a little bit buffered since it's a live stream. But what I'm looking at is pretty, it's beautiful.
Tucson departure. November 442. Quebec Kilo. Descent 4,500. Climbing 17,000. November 442. Quebec Kilo. Tucson departure. Roger. Turn altimeter 2997. Quebec Kilo. Turn right heading 350. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain 17,000. Turn right heading 350. Resume full navigation. Climb and maintain 17,000. Quebec Kilo.
Okay, they did tell us to proceed on course, so we'll go direct to SSO. Public subs are a bomb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the use of approved
Anything is better than Subway, I agree with that. Hate Subway. Like the sandwiches taste okay, but they're just so slack. Like they do not put enough meat in those sandwiches. Not enough for me anyways. I used to like Quiznos, but they're starting to disappear down here in Miami. I don't know if they're still around elsewhere. But public subs? Yeah, buddy.
Albuquerque Center. Skywest 5583. Is climbing through 14,700. 15,000. Skywest 5583. Albuquerque Center. Roger. Current altimeter 2986. Skywest 5583. Turn right.
Yeah, we don't have Kroger's down here in South Florida.
Skywest 5583.
Publix.
Turn right heading 100. Climb and maintain flight level.
Wait, was that me? That wasn't me, right?
Turn right heading 100. Climb and maintain
Guess so.
flight level 290. Skywest 5583.
290. Yep, I'm in Miami. Born and raised here. My sister lived up in Jacksonville for a few years, but she's not there anymore. Now she's up in Seattle, Washington, other side of the country. But I've been to Jacksonville a few times. I like Jacksonville. She lived near the beach. It was nice. I haven't had KFC in a while. I like Popeyes. I've got a Popeyes real close to my house. Taco Bell. I had a burrito today on the way home, just before starting this flight. Beefy Fritos burrito, dollar menu. I feel like I'm missing all of the ATC's instructions. Homeless on Jack's Beach. I'm glad you got out of that, Hobbit. Good for you. Let me check the ATC's messages here on the knee board. You guys won't see this on your screen. Okay, yeah, see, he turned us back left. I didn't hear that either. Left to 075 and proceed on course. Alright. My bad. So we'll go direct to SSO again. Oh my god. We're doing zigzags. They're making the flight even longer for me. Ugh. When they tell us to proceed on course next time, let's make sure we hear it. No more zigzags. Alright, there we go. We got it this time. Thank you, sir. Look at this right here. 1,221 nautical miles outside of Chicago. What? Dude. Most of my flights are probably around 300 nautical miles, if that. Not even. This is crazy. Where's Damien? Damien needs to see this. Hey, don't feel bad. I ignore ATC most of the time. Yep. I did yesterday. On yesterday's flight, Hobbit Hangar, they had us go around. I always ignore the go-arounds because they put you right behind traffic. And they don't separate you. I might just start ignoring ATC mid-flight this route. That way I can walk away from the computer for a few moments, since this is a 3-hour flight. Sure, there's a few other things I can do around here. We'll see. Why are we climbing so slow? Is it normally like this? Taken over. There we go. Now we're moving. So we're about to pass SSO VOR. Got 7 miles to go, and then we'll make a left turn to TMAC intersection, as shown here. Up to 350. SkyWest 5583. Is that right? On the bottom left of your screen, there's my call sign. I don't see that on my screen. Maybe I should set something up like that to where I can see that, because I'm always forgetting my call sign. But then again, I have the little chat window that pops up. So our left turn to TMAC. This is as high as I've been in Flight Simulator in a very long time, altitude-wise. 30,000 feet. Everything's looking solid. Let me let my dogs out of the room. BRB.
Folks, it's the flight deck. We've just leveled off at cruising altitude. We're going to keep the seatbelt sign off for just a few more minutes. As a reminder, even when the seatbelt sign is off, you should keep your seatbelts fastened at all times while seated. This is in the event we hit some unexpected bumps along the way. Right now, all we ask is that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the fine in-flight service. Thank you.
What did I miss? What did I miss? This is Flight Simulator 2004, Isaiah. FS9. It looks much better on my screen too. Like I go back and watch my live streams and what's recorded, uploaded to YouTube. It's completely different what you see on there. I don't know how it is on the live stream on a nice PC, but when I go back and watch them, like the graphics are totally different. Like what I'm looking at now on my screen looks pretty nice. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference between this and FSX. That's with add-ons, of course, not default Flight Sim 2004. Default looks like crap. But with the right mods, I think it looks pretty decent. The captain spoke? I missed it. speed things up a little here. We're at our cruise altitude of flight level 350. A That Flight Sim Dude record for YouTube. Also en route on a 3.5-hour flight, which is another That Flight Sim Dude record. And what else? I actually had to put fuel in my center tanks, which I haven't done in a really long time, which is another That Flight Sim Dude record. So we're breaking all kinds of records here tonight. Damien would be proud. That's a cool story, Isaiah. My passion for aviation started when I watched a video of why airplanes can't go to space back in the day. That's so cool. Tiago Gomez from Brazil, what's up? Thanks for dropping by. We are flying from Tucson, Arizona to Chicago O'Hare, United States. Tiago, if you have any routes to fly in Brazil that you'd recommend me, let me know. I'd love to fly in Brazil for one of my live streams. Let me know what airport to fly to and from, and I'll put that on the queue. We are hauling butt right now. We're at 506 ground speed. That is nautical miles per hour. If anybody wants to translate to miles per hour, go for it. Leave those numbers in the chat. I'm curious. It's got to be like 600 miles an hour. 550. 550. I think you'd take 506 and multiply it by 1.12. And there's a few extra decimal places there, but that should be about right. What's 506 times 1.12? That is our current speed on the ground in miles per hour. No English, it's okay, Tiago. Yo habla un poquito español. Yo entiendo mucho, no hablar bueno. Mi mamá es cubana. Mi papá italiano-americano. Todo persona aquí en Miami habla español. Yo solo gringo. I'm the only white boy in Miami. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We need a Concorde for this flight, huh, Isaiah? Trying to type in Spanish and they keep auto-correcting. Wepa Brazil mañana en el live stream. I hope this is right. I'll try to do a flight somewhere in Brazil tomorrow. If you subscribe, Tiago. Mañana yo quiero volar en Brasil. Yeah, you're fine, Isaiah. I understand a good amount of Spanish, I just don't speak it too well. Down here where I live, it's almost like mandatory that you know Spanish, honestly. I mean, most jobs require you to be bilingual down here in Miami. I mean, if you don't know Spanish, you're not screwed, but if you do know it, you have a lot better shot landing something nice job-wise. But you learn too, living down here. So we've got another 2 hours and 10 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes to go until we arrive in Chicago. So the current time here is 0013 Zulu. If you look over here on our FMC, our ETA into ORD is 0223 Zulu. So do the math. Just subtract 02222 from 0013. You have about 2 hours and 9 minutes now. Take some time to check some emails and Facebook and all this and whatnot. I have a drone race tomorrow morning, but it's supposed to rain, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Was out flying today all afternoon. Got a lot of practice in. Description says started streaming less than 1 minute ago. Go home, you're drunk. That is wonky. After every live stream, the videos get recorded to be uploaded to YouTube. And right when I finish the live stream, I'll go and check those videos, and it says that I streamed like 20 hours ago, or whenever it was that I last streamed. I'm like, what? Like the stream that I did before the current one shows up on my channel after the current live stream. As if I'm live streaming back in time yesterday. And yesterday's video, well, I guess yesterday's video is time-stamped right, but you know what I mean. Like, soon as I'm done live streaming tonight, I'll go and check my list of videos, and the video yesterday will show up more recent than this video. And it takes a good couple of hours before YouTube adjusts it and figures it out. I hope I'm making sense and not slurring my words. Two views, 34 likes. Fun fact, when I started flight simming, I started with Flight Simulator 95. It was actually a good friend of mine. Their family had just bought a PC, and I was over his house, and we go on Flight Simulator 95 and crank the simulation rate up to its maximum and pretend like we're flying in fighter jets. And it was from that day that I got hooked on the flight simulator and aviation in general. Changed my life. And the other fun fact that I was going to get to is that when I first started flying, I used to fly like this, in spot view, directly behind the airplane, and this is how I'd fly. I was good at it too, doing touch and goes and everything. Flying like this. I remember the first time I fired up the engines, Isaiah. Control E. Is that how you did it? Phone sim, okay. Back when I started flight simming, smartphones did not exist. Hardly even cell phones, really. I mean, not little ones that you could put in your pocket. They just started coming out in those days. Pagers were popular when I started flight simming. Everybody was rocking pagers. If you know what that is, Isaiah. A beeper slash pager. Our internet those days too, or from what I can remember, in our first laptop, our first family laptop, we were running 14.4K. 14.4K? 14, like 56K, but 14.4 instead of 56. That's super slow. Of course, those dial-up AOL 2.0, I think it was. They do need flight sim for consoles. I don't know if you guys have like a Dave & Buster's or a GameWorks. I don't know if you recognize any of these names, like adult arcades. I remember seeing, I think there was a 747 simulator. Once it was limited, like you couldn't do flights like we are now, but you could do takeoffs and landings and stuff, and they had the yoke and the pedals and whatnot. When I started seeing that technology come out, I got pretty excited. Alright, our center fuel pumps are run dry, or fuel tanks are run dry, so we'll turn off the pumps. So now we're just riding on the left and right wing tanks, which is what I'm used to with my very short flights. Later, Cactus. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow, man. Good night. Yeah, man, get your homework done. Later, brother. I'm up. I'm up. Up. I'm not going out right now. About 2 hours out of Chicago, folks. 2 hours ago. It's cool, Hobbit. No problem, man. Welcome back. Still have another 2 hours to go so we get to O'Hare. Nice and quiet. For anybody just joining, this is a cockpit of a 757-200 Boeing. Ah, sorry. Trying to get a nice screenshot here. Rocket 5722, hello my friend, what's up? Welcome aboard. Ah, it's your buddy Hobbit. Awesome. Thanks for joining, Rocket. Subscribe if you can. How far are you guys outside of O'Hare, Hobbit? Running to the kitchen real quick, I'll be right back. Oh, sorry. Dude, I haven't heard from the ATC in a long time. Alright, cool. No missed messages. Worries me every time they're quiet. .225 nautical miles. Where am I? Oh, yeah, I have a lot longer to go. Never mind. I don't even want to look at this point. I'll start familiarizing myself with Discord, Hobbit. A few other people have added me this week as well, so I need to learn and get on the ball. Let's see, I am currently 811 nautical miles outside of O'Hare. That's us, that's us.
Point 127.85, Skywest 5583.
127.85.
Albuquerque Center, Skywest 5583, with you, flight level 350. Skywest 5583, Albuquerque Center, roger.
It's getting dark out. It's getting dark out and I'm getting sleepy. You guys want to trade airplanes? I'll take over at 200 out, and you guys take over at 781, 780. Yeah, I'm on the older one. I want to upgrade my PC real soon. I was going to hold off as long as I could, but I can't anymore. Not just for Flight Sim, but other PC games that I want to run.
You think I have the specs for FSX?
I've installed it a few times before, and it did not run well. I don't know if there's things I can do to it to make it run better. I thought I had the specs for it as well, but I don't know. I couldn't get it to run smooth, even like with the stock aircraft, default aircraft, and default scenery. It was too much of an FPS jump. So like, I don't know. I just wasn't comfortable. Let me see what my frame rates are with this sim. 40s, 50s, 50. FSX I'd get down into like the 20s, and that's just too choppy for me. I need a fluid sim, or I'm not happy. I think I do have the specs to run it, but I have to crank everything, all the settings down. And then it just doesn't look like FSX anymore. I'm gonna build something new soon though, that'll be complete overkill. Do you know what exact processor you have, Hobbit? I know these sims are CPU intensive. Yeah, nice new CPU with lots of RAM is probably what you want. We got 8 gigs of RAM, but some slower, older stuff for DDR2 800. And that's all my motherboard will take. I can't add any more than that. So I couldn't buy a new processor to throw in this motherboard either, since it's older. An i3. Cool, man. I'm on a Core 2 Duo Q9550, overclocked to 3.4. But I think it's still only, is it 2 cores and 4 threads? Maybe it is 4 cores, 8 threads. I don't know. It's getting old though. I've gotten so much life out of this PC though that I could not be mad. Like, I've had this thing, I would guess, for almost 10 years now, and it's just it still runs most stuff okay. Rocket has a GTX 660 Ti and an Intel i5 6500 CPU at 3.2. Nice. Yeah, these newer i5s and i7s, there's more cores and more threads, and I think it makes a huge difference flight simming. But I want to build a new PC. I'm looking at the i7 7700, I think it is. I want to be able to play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds at like 90 frames per second if I can. Yeah, Rocket. Yeah, your graphics card is oldish. I'm running now a GTX 960. The card I had before this one was a 550 Ti, which was awesome when it was new. I was playing a lot of Battlefield 3 at the time, and upgraded from a GTX 280 to a GTX 550 Ti, and it was a nice jump in FPS. I wasn't really simming too much then, though. Just getting back into it after a long break. I mean, I might be able, well, not for, I don't think for Flight Sim, I don't think a graphics card, a new graphics card is going to make any difference. Maybe for PUBG, I could upgrade to a 1080 and stick it on this motherboard. But I don't know, it's all getting so old, I just want to like swap it all out. What I might do is get a new video card, like a 1080, GTX 1080, and get like a solid state drive, hard drive. Work with that for now, and then slowly I can build on from there. I'll grab a new motherboard and slowly start piecing something together. But the only thing that I could add to this PC would be a new video card and maybe a solid state drive. That'll get me a few extra frames per second until I just throw this whole thing out and go with the new. I don't know if I have the option to allow links in the chat or not, Hobbit. I've never messed with any of that, so if it doesn't let you, sorry. I didn't set it up that way. But I am curious to see what computer you bought. So email me, or a Discord message if those make, those exist. GTX 1060? Yeah, man. I'm sure it's a good card. I am in full screen mode, yep. I'm actually very happy that that PUBG is actually playable on my PC. I wouldn't think it would be from what I hear and see on the internet, but I get by. I can play it. It never gets like crazy choppy, but there's definitely lots of room for improvement. And I'm the type of guy, I want that overkill PC that runs any game at 90 FPS. I think that fluid gaming is just such more a much better experience, dude. Okay, hold on. Let me get on Discord then. My bad. Alright, hold on. My face is probably going to look all white as the screen lights up. Should be loading up. I'll jump back into the sim so you guys don't get bored. Flight sim doesn't crash now. That would suck. Please don't crash. Alright, I am logged into Discord. I should be.
November, Niner 5 Charlie Echo, Kansas City Center, clock 0036. Clock 0036, Cessna 5 Charlie Echo. Cessna 5 Charlie Echo, your contact 3 miles east of Garden City, 5000, altimeter 3000. Copy, Cessna 5 Charlie Echo.
Oh, we're about halfway there. Halfway to Chicago. We're moving though, not too bad. About an hour and 20 minutes. Hobbit hanger sent. Thanks, man. I'll look into it. Wait, was it $300 for the whole entire setup? Or just your CPU? Shoot, for $300 I might build me a whole new setup plus buy that $300 setup and have for friends or anybody here that wants to game with me. $300, I'm assuming that's not an entire computer built and ready to go. Although I built this one a long time ago with all new hardware and it cost me about $800, which wasn't too bad at the time, in my eyes. Still running till this day. Okay, so the CPU is 300. Yeah, that sounds right. I actually own a copy of FSX. It's not the Steam edition. I have it. It's like on 5 CDs. I don't know if it's still around here or not, but I do own a key, technically. But if I do build a new PC and start all over, I'll end up buying the Steam edition. Or whatever's current at the time that works the best. That's not an issue. The computer is, though. It's a lot of change. But it's needed at this point. I'm just about there. Within 2 months, I say, I'll have a new PC. At which point, I'll be running FSX or Prepared or whatever. Whichever one I can have look the best and run at the max, the best FPS. The original FSX, yep. Yeah, Hobbit. Let me see if I have it. No. Is it here? Hold on. I honestly got so sick and tired of holding like physical copies of any game that I probably threw it in the trash. I may have saved the key somewhere, but it was so long ago too, so whatever.
Southwest 2422, turn right heading 245 to Road Navigation. Turn right heading 245, proceed on course. Southwest 2422.
The original FSX. So is there any performance difference in the original FSX from the FSX Steam version? Does the Steam version typically run better than the older version? That'd be interesting to know. Because I was talking about when I was getting the really choppy frame rates was running the old FSX. And it ran like ass, dude. I couldn't. Well, like I said, I'm pretty picky on when it comes to like fluidity and smoothness. I'd rather have higher FPS than all the eye candy, but if I could have both, then that's what I'll shoot for. For what it is, I think this sim looks great with the add-ons I have. It runs great. My only downside is that I cannot fly with you guys, which is pretty big. You'd say yes, Hobbit, on the performance increase? Probably. Maybe I'll end up buying a copy before I upgrade my PC, even though I still intend to upgrade my PC within the next month or two. Maybe I'll just get it just to try, just for kicks. Max graphics and 60 FPS, that's awesome. For a flight sim, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. I'd be super satisfied with that. I'll check the link when I get out of here tonight. Although I'm still going to buy a badass PC though. I mean, not saying that yours isn't badass, but I'm overkill. I need to run PUBG at 90 FPS. Plus, just like the system I'm running here, I want it to last a very long time. I'll just dump a bunch of money into it and run the same rig for 10 years. Exactly, it wouldn't hurt. Mine badass. Compared to mine, it is. I just need a newer CPU, but in order to get a newer CPU, I need a new motherboard. And if I get a new motherboard, I need to upgrade the RAM, because this is also old school RAM. I mean, this rig keeps up. I'm super happy with it. It's just, it's at that very edge of being outdated. Like, it's the end of the line. Like, there's nothing more you can do to squeeze any more life out of it before buying a new system. Buying a motherboard that would run the newer i5s and i7s and whatnot. My next PC specs, I want I'm dreaming here, but I'll make it happen. An Intel i7 7700, I think it is, or 7500, don't know. Don't know the exact specs on the motherboard I want, but one that will run that will hold that i7. I want probably at least 32 gigs of RAM, if not 64, of some good stuff. GTX 1080. I want a solid state hard drive, probably somewhere between 250 and 500 gigs, and then your regular SATA, your regular hard drive, like a terabyte or two, and yeah, something along those lines. Which I shouldn't have a problem ever again running FSX or FS9. Alright, Hobbit, yeah. Happy landing in Chicago, man. I'll meet you there in about an hour. Let me know which terminal you'll be at and I'll stop by for a beer. I'll be disappearing to the bathroom right now. I'll be RB.
happens when Wi-Fi becomes X-Fi. With Xfinity X-Fi, you can actually personalize your at-home Wi-Fi experience.
So you can see which devices and which people are most active.
Fantastic. Yeah, we don't have any of this stuff.
Take the Xfinity X1 challenge.
Oops, sorry. Bump the mic. I need to get me a headset. Probably supposed to call Kansas City Center a long time ago. Oops. Oh, just in time, huh?
127.35 for KTUS-KORD.
Cyborg Man, what's up? Welcome aboard, man. How do you look around the cockpit? Do you use the mouse? I do use the mouse. So I have one hand on the mouse, the other on the joystick, and it gets pretty wonky sometimes. But yeah, man, mouse. I was actually looking into, I was Googling it today to see if I could find a way to make it a little bit smoother. But I couldn't find anything really. Not yet anyways. I do own a Track IR head tracking system that I used to use years ago when flying. I do still have it somewhere. What I'm missing is the little sensors that you put on top of your head for it to read, so that's why I'm not using that. I need to reorder one of those headsets and get back on that. That was a lot of fun. I'm using the mouse to pan around. Either that, or I have like a hat switch on my, was it Logitech XTREME 3D Pro joystick, old school. I use that sometimes, but it doesn't stay in sync with the mouse command. So if I mouse over like this, and then I use the hat switch, it like jumps back where the original position was on the hat switch on the joystick, so it looks like crap. So I just use the mouse only, usually. Can you use a spacebar rocket? I'm scared to push it. Is my flight sim gonna crash? Okay, spacebar resets it for me. So if I'm looking over here, spacebar. That's good to know though, that's awesome. Thanks for that, rocket. I can also use my number pad on my keyboard, and I can slide over, and now I'm flying from the right seat. And I know that's something that doesn't come default with FS9. I'm not sure about FSX, but that for me is a program called Active View 2004 that I have installed. And with that, you can move all around the cockpit. You can move throughout the cabin if it exists for your particular airplane. There's different external views you can do. Like when you're sitting on the ground, there's an external view that you can jump to where you're like a person walking on the tarmac, and you can literally walk all around your airplane. Like if you wanted to do a pre-flight inspection, as in real life, where you walk around the airplane and look at things, you could do that, which is pretty neat. Rocket 5722 writes, oh, on FSX you can use the spacebar and move the mouse to move, but I forgot you're not using FSX. Yep, you're right. I'm on FS9. Like, I'm not even sure this panning is default. I think this might be Active View 2004, which is an add-on I have installed. For me to pan right now, I'm pushing the middle mouse button, the mouse wheel. I can actually push down on it on my mouse, and that's what's allowing me to do this. I push and hold, and I can move all around and let go. Yeah. For me, it looks like spacebar just resets the view, which is nice. That's good to know. Cyborg Man, though, I'd recommend Track IR head tracking system. Easiest and best way to pan around, and it's pretty realistic. I've got to get mine working again. I've actually got a bunch of gear that I don't use. Like I'm on a Logitech XTREME 3D Pro joystick right now. This guy, old, that I actually bought used on eBay. It wasn't even working like 100%. Like it yaws to one direction by itself, but I just increased the deadband to cancel that out. But I have like pretty crappy resolution, like mid-stick when yawing. Anyways, I also have a Cytec yoke. I have the Cytec throttle quadrant, and I have some CH products was the name of the company. They're pedals, which are also pretty old, but I've got those in my closet. I would be running all of that stuff, except I'm sitting on my computer right now is sitting on top of my dresser, which has no leg room underneath. Like right in front of my legs are drawers, so I have to kind of like sit spread eagle on my chair just to be comfortable and see. Like this is not like the best cockpit, but slowly but surely I'll be upgrading to different things. On the ground in O'Hare, Hobbit, awesome. I'll be there in less than an hour, about 50 minutes. Yeah, about 50 minutes, 50. How's the weather in ORD? Logitech Wingman Attack 2? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know what the name of the Logitech stick was I had when I first started simming. It had I do know it had a red like rubber material throttle on the left side of it, and the joystick in general was like maybe a bluish grayish tint, and it had red buttons. I don't remember if Logitech Wingman Attack 2, that might be it, honestly. It might not be the Attack 2, but it might have been the Logitech Wingman series. It had a red little rubber throttle on the left, and it kind of came to a point. It's like shaped like a bullet, maybe. Clear skies, no real weather. All right, Hobbit. Now that you say it, though, Rocket, Logitech Wingman sounds really familiar. I I know it gets really cold up there, Rocket. I've never been to Chicago, but I've heard it gets icy. And because of it, I hear you guys have like a lot of potholes in your roads up there. Point me on if I'm wrong, if I'm talking smack. I heard the roads up there get pretty crappy because of the ice. And I'm in Miami, so down here there's no such thing as ice. Again, late in calling Kansas City Center. Traffic down here in Miami is ridiculous too, dude. I probably live about 10 or 15 miles from Miami International Airport. I used to work there for a cargo handling company, Swissport, if you've ever heard of them. Well, one time there was an accident on the expressway that I take to work. Actually, it was both. There's two expressways you could take, and both of them were... There's an accident on both of them where both were cluttered from rush hour traffic. It took me 3 hours to get to work. On a normal morning, it would take me about an hour in traffic. On weekends, this is to put into perspective for you how close I am. On weekends, I could drive to work in 10 or 15 minutes. I could get to work in 15 minutes from my house. On a weekday, in traffic, it would take an hour, and this one day that there was an accident on both highways, it took me 3 hours to get to work. And that's like from Miami, I could have driven to Orlando to go to Disney. That's about a 3-hour drive from Miami. It took me that long to get to work. I quit that job a few years back, and I do not miss that traffic at all. No thanks. Yeah, everything government is corrupt. I don't bother with politics or any of that stuff anymore. It's just a lost cause for me, in my eyes. But we won't get into that right now. That's a whole other YouTube channel. Let's fly. least we got a nice tailwind rolling into Chicago this evening. Politic free flying. It's almost guaranteed. If you ever bring up politics or talk about politics, like, you're gonna get mad. Somebody's gonna get mad. Like, it gets nowhere. And everything's so black and white, and left and right. It's just, you get nowhere with that. Oops, sorry. Air Force One. I just got the PMDG 747s working again on my computer. On my flight sim. So you'll be seeing some 747 flights soon. Not long ones. Short ones. But we'll be flying the 747s. Oh my goodness. Hobbit Hanger writes, hey, are you doing another flight leg? I was thinking about doing ORD to JAX. If I did do another flight leg, it wouldn't be that long. I know it's been a few streams since you've been back, but me and Isaiah and this other guy, Damien, I think they both know who you are. I've mentioned you a few times as well. They always make fun of me because I only like to do 1 hour flights. Anything longer than that, just like way too long for me. Like, this is pushing it. This flight tonight was Isaiah, his recommendation. And so I agreed to do it. This is like a 3.5 hour flight. Way too long for me. Hobbit, are those packages for the PMDG 737 and 747? You probably download, if so, you probably downloaded off the PMDG Operations Center app or whatever. My problem is I'm running an old sim and running the old PMDG FS9 versions, which I just installed today. And no longer can you go on the PMDG website and download the liveries like you used to. Now they have an app for the new version, the FSX version of the PMDG aircraft, and like it doesn't let you. I can't go on there and download the liveries for FS9. Like, it just doesn't exist anymore. Okay, for the default 737, 747. Gotcha, Hobbit. So right now I have the PMDG 747, 737, and I have no liveries and can't download any for them. But the planes themselves are good stuff. On my earlier streams, I was flying only the PMDG 737. I don't know, something got corrupt, and every time I'd load the aircraft, my sim would crash. So I just got it working again today, but I lost all my liveries. So I'm stuck with the default PMDGs. For now, until I can figure something out. An hour and a half flight rocket? Yeah, that's about my maximum right there. I could maybe stretch it to 2 hours, but anything after that, it's a drag. Was that? Did you guys hear that? What the hell? Scared. Let me see if anything else is open here. Was that something in Discord? That was so weird. I used to not mind the really long flights back when I was younger. But I didn't have a whole lot to do back then. I wouldn't mind flying for long periods of time doing like shorter hops. See, I like to take off and land. Cruising is boring. Crap, I just hit some buttons on my keyboard. I'm hoping to like blow up something. I am still young and I can't stand long flights. How old are you guys? I know Hobbit, me and you are around the same age. I think on your email you might have like your year of birth or something in there that I recognized. Or maybe your Discord user or something like that. O'Hare scenery. I don't have any O'Hare scenery. I do have some nice Midway scenery made by Fly Tampa for FS9, not FSX. But it does look good. $33, Hobbit. I'm 30. Okay, I'm 31. I'm turning 32 in April of next year. Losing track of time at this age. I don't keep track anymore, really. I have to guess my age half the time. I think I'm 31, turning 32 in April. I was born in '86. Rocket's 13. The other guy I talk about, Isaiah, who's a subscriber here that's usually on almost every live stream, he's 13 as well. He was on here earlier, but he couldn't stick around. So that's cool. You guys are the same age. When I was 13, I think I did like the long flights, though. Or I didn't mind them, at least. Photoreal scenery everywhere west of Texas. Blue sky. Awesome. Awesome, Hobbit. Chicago. I'm sure I'll end up there one day. I'm sure it's a city I'll end up at visiting for one reason or another. Haven't been yet, though. Oh my god, we're getting closer! I can't believe I've been on for this long without turning the simulation rate up. Or like leaving for an hour. Kind of proud of myself. Like 217 nautical miles, like that's my usual distance for the whole flight. I think starting off we were Tucson to O'Hare is about 1,200 nautical miles, which I was in shock looking at that number. I didn't think it was that far. I think I'm gonna make it the whole way without fast forwarding or disappearing. So Isaiah, when you go back and watch this replay, this is for you, buddy. across the country in the Concorde. Awesome rocket. 3 hours. I know transatlantic from like New York to Paris or Heathrow or any one of those two. It's about, I think, like 6.5 hours in a 747, and I think the Concorde got there in about 3. We were talking about the Concorde the other day in one of the streams. How like one accident kind of destroyed it all. But I don't think it was just the accident. It was the accident coupled along with it being an inefficient aircraft, not very like profitable to the airlines or something that's worth sustaining. It was more of like a luxury thing. Like just cool, like just to say you're cool and did it. Like, oh, I was in a supersonic airplane and got across the Atlantic in 3 hours. But it wasn't something that you could run like all the time from a business standpoint and be profitable. So I think it was that, along with the accident and like a mechanic flaw, that it wasn't worth going back and like redesigning the thing to keep it running. But dang, was that a cool airplane. Oh, look how close we are. We got a nice little tailwind here. ...188 nautical miles till bedtime. Let me run to the bathroom now before ATC starts vectoring us down. BRB. Alright, I'm back.
Chicago Center, Skywest 5583, with you, flight level 350. Skywest 5583, Chicago Center, roger.
Cyborg man. Yeah, imagine having your own personal Concorde. That'd be crazy. Something like John Travolta would do. Cyborg Man. I like the name. I pretty much flew across the country tonight there, right? From south to north at least. This is a long flight for what I'm used to. Oh, Rocket. Yeah, I did the across country flight when I reached 50 subs on YouTube. Awesome, dude. Let's see if I could sub to your channel here from my phone. I'll sub to you. Rocket. Sub, dude. Oh man, my phone is on 9%, and my phone is what I use to chat with you guys, or get the chat box, since I don't have multiple monitors just yet. So I may lose the chat. Let's see, 9%. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna plug it in. Give me just a second. I had to plug in an extension cable so I can charge my phone from over here. That way I won't lose the chat. $130. Getting close. They'll be descending us in just a few moments, hopefully. There we go. Oh, never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please check that your seatbelt is securely fastened. To prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items, as well as any other items you wish to discard, such as newspapers.
Down to 230. Alright, and we're on our way down. Let's see, what are we looking time-wise? We're about 25 minutes out. Sorry. We'll be landing in about 25 minutes into Chicago O'Hare. So, Rocket, you taking any flying lessons yet? Real life? Plans to? Probably within a few years. Awesome, dude. You can get started early. I haven't flown in a long time, but I started when I was around 14 years old. Time to test out Chicago O'Hare new scenery. Go for it, Hobbit. Let me know how it goes. Rocket, your brother is a pilot for Air Choice. Air Choice 1. We are here, and Chicago is here. A little less than 80 miles. Ten minutes. Down to 13,000. Apologize for that. I've been sick for the past week. Is that us? Niner right. What runway did you guys land on tonight? Rocket and Hobbit? Niner right, he said, right? For 908 is 110.5. .28? Holy crap. Wait, what was it? 3028?
SkyWest 5583, turn right at 8050.
Right to 050. You might have to go on a second rocket. No problem, man. If you have to take off, go for it, dude. 030.
SkyWest 5583, turn left heading 030, descend and maintain 8,000.
And down to 8,000.
Turn left heading 030, descend and maintain 8,000. SkyWest 5583.
What's the altitude over in Chicago? I feel like we're way too high. Maybe not. 620 feet? Are you serious? What does this ATC have us doing? Can't be 620 feet. You're messing with me. Right? Joking about the 620 feet. They just have us on like a really high approach. I had full spoilers and just diving down. We're still above 250 knots. But I don't think we're gonna miss it though. At least. Yeah, I think you're right, Hobbit. This is just a really awkward approach. As normal by default FS9 ATC. Oh man, this is freaking me out. Glide slope is alive. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the gear now. Oh, we got to slow a little bit. Hold on a second. What is this thing doing? Alright, I'm going to fly it manual from here. Because this QualityWings 757 freaks me out a little. Like, it doesn't hold. You set the autopilot and doesn't hold its numbers good at all. So, I guess they're way too high. I have the runway though. We'll be good flying it manual all the way in. So long as we can slow down. I mean, I have the throttles all the way down. I have full spoiler. If you look at the glide slope here, we're a little bit high, but at least we're keeping it in sight. What's the max speed we can drop the gear at? 270? Alright, so I'm dropping it now to slow. Start introducing flaps. That should help slow us down.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed position. Ensure all portable electronic devices are turned off and stow all carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their original position. Thank you.
Alright, so 3 green in the gear. Flaps are set to full. Speed brake is armed. Auto brakes are armed.
500. 400.
Lots of last minute adjustments, but we're going to be alright.
300. Approaching minimums.
Landing.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Skywest 5583, contact ground on 121.675. Skywest 5583, acknowledge last transmission. 121.675.
Should let me land first.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please remain
I was going to try to catch that
seatbelt
taxiway, but I
fastened
missed it.
until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. At that time, please remember to check around your seating area, in the seat pockets, and overhead bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board. Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted during flight.
Heavy, O'Hare Tower, fly straight in, runway 9er, right, altimeter 3032. Fly straight in, runway 9er, right, United 842, heavy.
Okay, welcome to Chicago. We made it alive. We'll stop here for a second. Flaps up, spoilers up. Landing lights off, taxi lights on, strobes off. It's called ground.
O'Hare ground, Skywest 5583, request taxi to the gate. Skywest 5583, taxi to gate Echo 6, using taxiway Papa Hotel Alpha 8 Bravo Alpha 10.
Rocket.
Taxiing to gate Echo 6, using taxiway Papa Hotel Alpha 8 Bravo Alpha 10. Skywest 5583.
Welcome to Chi-Town. Chi-Town, is that what they call it? The Windy City? Okay, what's your address, Rocket? I'm coming over. I don't have a place to stay in Chicago tonight. Chirac. You guys are hilarious. United, 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 United. United. And some more Uniteds. Let's go meet up with the fam. Well, they're having me go too far. I'm going to park right here and call it a night. This has been my longest stream thus far. Alright, brakes. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining tonight. Rocket, Hobbit Hanger, good seeing you guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Let me know what you guys do tomorrow. Hobbit, thanks for the like. Welcome to Chicago. Rocket, you already know what it's like here. Show us around town a little bit. Those of you who are new, like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Try to do daily live streams, so catch me tomorrow. Hit the little bell icon so you get the notifications. And enjoy your stay in Chicago. All right, everybody. Peace. Take care, guys.